Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So last year I was figuring things out, saw a bunch of gaps. Kara, who's our attorney for the tobacco committee or Tobacco Corporation, and then also Drescher and Malecki really worked with me on identifying the gaps and plugging them in. And I plugged probably 80 to 90% of them this year, and there's just a few more. So I'm being a little bit more structured because it's what Paris requires. It's the, PAL, tell me again, I can't remember.
Public authority.
Thank you. I'm just drawing a blank. So first things first, we can't have all of the meetings together. In the past, you've had the audit committee, which is now the audit and finance committee, the governance committee, and the annual meeting has all been together. That can't happen that way, but hopefully we can still get it done very, very efficiently. And much like the Warren County committee meetings and board meetings, the majority of the discussion is going to be in the committee meetings, and then it just flows through and should be as easy as you guys all agree with it and, the board meeting. So what I'd like to start with, go ahead, Kevin, you got a question?
No, I found the agenda.
Yep. So and I apologize. What I'd like to start with is the annual finance and audit committee members meeting, excuse me. So I'm going to just work with Jim here because nobody's ever had to do this, and I'll do the same for you, Kevin. Basically, just a request to call the meeting to order and approve the agenda. You guys have all seen the agenda, hopefully. It's in compliance with best practices and also the public authority. So right now on this board, Jim Brock is the chair and Frank Thomas and Christine Norton are the members. Okay, so that's 3. So a quorum is 2 out of 3, but we're all 3 here. So we definitely have a quorum. The meeting agenda we're approving and then go forward. So we do have the minutes that Amanda was kind enough to help us with last year on Frank's behalf as the secretary. Amanda did the meeting minutes and she's going to continue to do that. Is everybody good with us approving those meeting minutes from last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we do with the motion? Okay. Okay. You'll approve too. Thank you. The only other thing I'd like to approve and discuss and have a motion for is that we need to segregate the finance and audit committee minutes from the annual minutes and as well as the governance. So there'll be 3 sets of minutes next year.
Good.
1, 2. Thank you, sir. That's right. You're not really in this. You 2 aren't in this discussion, but okay. Okay, we did that. We approved the July 8th of last year's. So the chair's opening remarks go forward. Much like Kevin has his opening remarks, much like you have opening remarks. Basically, it's just to have, do you have anything about the audit and finance committee that you would like to share? This is very small. It's very subtle. Basically, the big things are that we are responsible as the audit and finance committee for identifying the external auditors, engaging them, having them continue being there to provide all the work. I do the majority of that on behalf of the finance and audit committee. So anyway, regarding that, I'm just going to say the purpose of the audit committee shall be to provide recommendations to the corporation on the hiring of a certified independent accounting firm, establishing the compensation to be paid to the certified independent accounting firm. Again, you see that in the budget, and providing direct oversight of the performance of the independent annual audit performed by the independent auditors. Again, and I do that as a committee member. The only thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that, and I looked at best practices again, sorry, PAL best practices again. Oh my goodness. I know there are 2 pages here. So again, independent auditors and financial statements. What we do not have, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on, is in our charter, in our existing charter, it says that we also have responsibility and oversight of the internal auditors, but we do not have internal auditors. So do we absolutely need internal auditors?
No, because you retain the services of an auditor.
Right.
correct? Yeah, you wouldn't need that.
So this is gonna be just an update to our charter.
Yep.
Okay, so I will do that. Okay. Internal controls, compliance and risk assessment is also part of our charter, and that comes from the audit, so I'm good with that. Review management's assessment of the effectiveness, again, that comes in the engagement letter. It is our responsibility as management that we determine those controls, and they're fine. Regarding a summary of financial priorities, again, we're meant to make sure that we, as the audit committee, make sure that the financial statements are in compliance with GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. We make sure that, our internal controls are in place, and we're to advise of any conditions or events considered individually or in the aggregate that raise a substantial doubt as to the tasks, the tobacco corporation's go forward concern in the next 12 months. We don't have any of that. The only other thing to share with you is that our audit was clean. We had another clean audit for March of, for the fiscal year end 2024. That opinion was, and the financial statements and the opinion were issued on March 31st. No opportunities for improvement were noted. The Paris reporting is ready. Everything's ready. I may need to, once you approve a couple of these things, I'll just update them. And then I literally just have to press a button. And we are now 90% compliant with all Paris reporting requirements. Our 2025 audit will be conducted January and February of 2026. I was a little earlier last year in getting you this report out, but it's been kind of a crazy, hectic year. But I've been advised that that's okay. I've talked to, the regulation authorities were fine. So that's that. So, those are really the opening remarks. If you have anything to say, Mr. Thomas, you don't need to, but okay. This is important, committee composition and recruitment. So again, this year we have Jim Brock, Frank Thomas, and Christine, and I replaced Mike Swan last year. But go forward for this year, 2025, more importantly, go forward for 2026, Frank is not going to be here. So we need to identify his potential replacement. Well, I wanted to have that discussion. Any thought? I can't look at him, he's not here. Any thoughts as to who would be, do we think maybe the next year's budget officer
Yeah. Or next year.
or the finance chair?
It might be the same. It might-
Okay.
no, yeah.
Okay. I can make that happen this morning, post audit. Again, the financial results, just to repeat, unqualified opinion, no opportunities for improvement. It is the recommendation of the vice president, me, and then our attorney, that we accept the financial statements as presented by Drescher and Malecki. You good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Here's the next big thing. This is where Warren County gets some money on this. Oh, this is all the Paris reporting. We already talked about that. A lot of reports. Okay. So. No. 8A. Oh, no, that's policy government. Where's 7? Sorry. I missed it. Sorry. 7C. 7A, sorry. Okay, so for the budget, and I'm sorry, I will pass this around. It's exactly the same as last year. I basically went through our vendors and there's no significant increases. Frankly, there's no increases at all. So we have approximately $65,000 worth of revenue, which is the operating amount of money that comes in from the corporation or from the bonds. That's our operating income for the year. And we have total revenues and expenses of about 50 grand, 11,000 for the corporate audit, legal services of about 400. Officers insurance is 5,200, wire transfer is about 2,800, and then the administrative fee, which is important, 30,000. It's a gift or a donation, $30,000 of the Warren Tobacco Asset Corporation revenue comes to Warren County as a donation. So with that, I have a resolution. Actually, the resolution has already been approved in 199 of 2022. But what I have is something that needs to be signed by Mr. Brock, Mr. Thomas, and Christine. So the $30,000 is already approved. So I just need to make sure we're all in agreement with that again. Okay, we'll cut that check today. What we need to do now is every year 50% of the tobacco revenues securitized on August 8th, 2001 are basically turned over to Warren County. So this year's amounts were $329,258.85. So as of this day, which is the 7th of November, I'm going to sign this because I've done all the work and it's good to go. You wouldn't mind signing as the trustee, Chairman? And then Mr. Thomas? That money will be transferred. You got it. This is actually just another letter stating that it's the 329. I signed it last year. Are you okay? It's just asking for someone from the corporation. That's the most important document. Okay, thank you for that. So that's that. And it's that. 8. All right, when I did the Paris reporting, literally line by line, we are missing a few things. With the Paris reporting itself, again, it is the recommendation of the Warren County Treasurer, but also the tobacco vice president, that not only do we accept the public accountant's report, but we also accept the Paris reporting. I've worked with them on it. I've gone through line by line. It's spot on, except for these changes that need to be made. Are we good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, there's a whole list of reports that have been submitted. They're all done. Oop. Here's a couple of the gaps. So policies and governance. Annual review of key financial and audit related policies. The Code of Ethics and Financial Disclosure Policy was not really in there, but we had it as a county. Warren County had it. So I just leveraged Warren County's policy. Everybody needs to actually have a financial disclosure, and you do, and I do, because we're Warren County, and we can leverage that one. I would like to work with you on getting a financial disclosure policy from you.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that after today. And that will make that one complete. The next one is acknowledgement of fiduciary responsibility. I will share this with everyone via email, actually, the audit committee. And then basically, we're looking to adopt this today. I can either read it to you or we can do it afterwards. How would you like to do it? You want to bang it out right now? It's short.
Sure.
So basically, pursuant to the appropriate public authorities law section, the members, directors, officers, and employees of the Warren County Tobacco Asset Securitization Corporation, from now on, I'm going to call it the corporation, shall not directly or indirectly, including through any subsidiary extent or, oh, excuse me, wait a minute. Why is that not in order? My bad. Stuck together. Yeah, we're not reading this one. Sorry. What I will do is I will send this out to you. Basically, it's everybody accepting your fiduciary responsibility on the board. Okay, so I will send this out to everybody, have everybody sign it. Okay, the next one is the prohibition of credit. This is a very short one. I will also send these all out to you, but right now, basically, this is saying that no one in the corporation will be extended credit, whether it's to the members, directors, officers, or employees. So if we're all good with that, I'm going to send that out, and we'll also, as soon as you guys come back to me, we'll say that that has been done. Investment policy, believe it or not, the investment policy was a little bit MIA. Warren County's investment policy is too extensive. So this is the best practice investment policy, and I simply leveraged, actually Kara helped me with all of this. We leveraged it for the corporation. So again, I will send this out to you guys, and as long as everybody is comfortable with it, we will accept that. The procurement policy was also I don't know if Mike leveraged Warren counties, but Warren County is way too extensive. This is a much slimmer, much more relevant, plus we don't really have any purchases,
Mhm.
but we need to have one. Again, I'll send that out and we'll have that identified. The defense and indemnification policy, we must have had this at one point because we have the insurance policy for you guys, but we didn't have, I couldn't find the policy anywhere. So again, I just will make that complete. We were to have a whistleblower policy. We did not have one. This is a little expensive, but this is, again, we're a very small corporation. I'm literally just making sure we're compliant because I have to sign off on this in Paris. I'm not going to sign off on anything we don't have. You guys know what whistleblowers are. Compensation reimbursement to officers, directors, and members. This is saying that, we don't have any. Reimbursement, time and attendance. Again, this is a policy we need to have. Travel policy. Again, same thing, we need to have it. Here's where, so all of those will go out. Here's where we have the audit committee. Moving right on to governance. What I will do is send, and I did give you, let's see if I have my notes with me. I do not. Okay. We do differ from a model committee charter from the public authorities law. And the one big thing is, again, the internal auditors. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you, so we don't have to do the internal auditors, thank you, because we have we do need this. We need the independent auditors, the internal auditors we do not need. We have this. It has language about special investigations. If anybody, I know a couple, I thought it's not you, it's a Travis Whitehead gentleman. A couple of years ago, he came at you guys kind of hard that we didn't do things right. And somebody did do the investigation. I don't know who it was. He basically, I think it was Mike Swan, addressed every one of his comments. But this would speak to that. If someone's going to challenge us, we would do special investigations and then just other responsibilities of the audit committee. Again, I'll send this out to you guys. You can look at it. Present annually to the authorities board, written report on how it's discharged its duties and met its responsibilities as outlined in the charter.
That is your chart, that will be.
Right.
Yeah.
This isn't a separate document that
No.
they have to do. Okay, great. This is gonna come up. You guys are gonna love this. Obtain any information and training needed to enhance the committee members' understanding in the role of internal audit and independent auditor, risk management process, internal audit. So I don't know if this is with the Warren County. I know when I came in, I received onboarding, and I keep up on our training. But as this board, we are meant to have board level training, continuing education, et cetera. Do we do that on our Warren County board as well?
What type of training?
I have it. It's not in here, but I have it a little further when we get into it. So we'll revisit that. This is a potential.
Do you want me to?
Please go right ahead.
So the Authority Budget Office, which is the state agency that governs these types of entities, puts out training. It's like an online training. You have to take it once following your appointment, and then they recommend that you take that training every 3 years.
Thank you.
But if there's something that you all want to do in the interim, that would be
Yeah.
up to you guys, but that is like the mandatory training is what the ABO puts on, and it's, I believe they're all online courses, and every once in a while they have them throughout the state if you wanted to go in person.
I have all of those details in the annual meeting information because it applies to all of us.
Yeah.
So again, we'll go through that in a little bit more detail, and whether we just all do it once and then do it 3 years, but we might want to look at. That's the ABO, so would that not be also applicable to any board meeting?
No,
Oh,
just
public authorities,
Just
forgive me, public authorities,
Yeah.
public,
IDA.
yes, thank you. Again, we're reviewing the charter, that's fine, and then here's the other thing that's missing, and conducting an annual self-evaluation of the board's performance, including the effectiveness and compliance with the charter, and request the board approval for proposed changes. Basically, I have a self-evaluation process. I think if it's a discussion, if there's anything that's concerning if it's discussed, does it has
There
to be
is a
doc?
form
Yep.
that they have, and so I can send that to you.
Nope, I have that too.
Oh, you
It's in
have-
it's in the next
So
thing.
usually, what boards will do is pass out the form, have them be returned to some independent person, and then have them available, and, here's the criteria. It's a series of questions, like, how well do you understand the goals of the authority, 5 through 1, 5 being, I really understand it, and I need more education, those types of things. Probably only take
a
a minute or two,
one-pager.
but,
Yeah.
But I literally have to sign off on these things and I'm just not
Not a big
comfortable
deal.
signing off on. Thank you.
And just for, as an FYI, the state, our ABO has recently issued, I think it was last week, a new report that they are going through and monitoring all the websites and all the website compliance of all the things that need to be on there and this and that. So, they are, that's their next step to make sure that all of these things that Christine is going over with you today that need to be in compliance are also going to have to be on the website. So,
And that is from this, with you guys giving me the okay to do the Paris reporting. So I not only have to do, we all need to discuss this, agree to this. So first it has to go on our website, on our Warren Tobacco Asset Securitization Corporation website. And then from there, I load it to Paris. So just the process itself, it will be on everything.
right, because the
So-
Paris report says, do you have a defense and indemnification policy? Yes. What is the link to it?
And then it-
And then you have to put the link to it. So it's yeah.
Isn't that what you do with the?
It's just like a work
Yeah.
program.
Yeah, it's a policy. Yeah,
This is,
always.
last year I was literally just figuring out how this is all working. And this year I'm like, oh, okay. And you guys have been invaluable, bringing me up to speed. And again, just when I need to sign something, like, I just want to make sure it's in place. So we talked about all of this. This is great. Old business, just so you know, last year, the couple of things that I brought to your attention that I definitely put on our website and also got onto the Paris was, roles and responsibilities, audit authorities, budget officer recommended guidance. That's out there too. Also, I found the mission statement, the org structure, the bylaws, the certificate of incorporation, public authority laws, and AIG directors and officers insurance. Let me tell you, going through those files of Mike's was a joy. But anyway, we're there. And again, he had it all. It just, you need to actually get it on your website. So with that, we are done with the audit committee. Motion for adjournment?
I move. Second.
I didn't put on here that we had to do the, privilege. I said, oh, I forgot privilege of the floor. And then I'm like, well, I forgot the Pledge of Allegiance too, but I think that's okay. All right. So now we're moving on to the governance, and Kevin, again,
Yeah.
like I just helped out Mr. Brock. I think what's going on, what I'd like to do, first of all, the other thing is these audit committees. So now we're moving into the governance audit committee, okay? But this is also applicable to the governance committee. This is also applicable to the finance and the audit committee. I think we're supposed to meet twice a year. Again, I'll try to make it as painless as possible. But I think what's good about it is, just having a brief discussion to make sure that the chairs are really understanding unless you want me to do that. Did you just kind of delegate that to Mike? Because I'm sure Mike knew it, but.
That's, Mike would bring us in and he would go through all this with.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the
So,
way it's been. I mean, I go back to 2017.
so you're okay with me just taking you
Oh,
through the
yeah.
highlights?
And as long as we meet the criteria. we
Okay.
get-
I'm happy to do it. I have no problem with that. All right.
That's the way I feel.
Any difference, Mike? You good with that? Mr.
Me?
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
sorry, yes.
Okay.
I got Mike.
All right, so now on the governance committee, the chair of the governance committee is Mr. Garrity. Committee member reports are Mike Wild. Also on this was
Rob.
Rob Lynch. So we'll get there in a minute, but so quorum, there's 2 people. You're both here. I think we got a quorum. Are we okay with approving the meeting agenda and the capturing the minutes go forward?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Thank you. Agree to capture governance committee meeting separate from annual meeting minutes go forward.
yes,
Thank you. Approval of last year's minutes on April 8th, 2024.
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the governance, overlaps a little bit with the finance committee, but the main, sorry, give me one more second. I think it's in the very, very back. Whistleblower, here it is. God, do you think I have a whole new appreciation, Amanda, for what you guys do, okay? Because, I think 2023's meeting was 3 minutes, 2024's meeting was a minute or no, an hour, and hopefully we'll get out of here in an hour, but the governance, what's really important with the governance committee is to assist the corporation by keeping the members informed of current best practices. Again, I do that with, I know I'm not on the committee, but this is how Monica, if we go with Monica, will help. Current best practices in corporate governance, updating the corporate governance principles and practices, and advising those responsible for appointing members of the corporation, and advising those responsible for appointing members of the corporation on the skills, qualities, professional or education experiences necessary to be an effective corporate board member, both committee and board. And then it goes into further detail on all of those. So with that, that's the opening remarks by Mr. Garrity and probably next year, Monica. Mike, do you have any opening?
No additional comments?
Okay. Here's where we get to the committee composition and recruitment. Again, Kevin being the chair, Mike Wildin a TBD. Again, I would suggest nominating Monica.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then eventually, in advance of you guys, if you ever decide, when you decide to not run anymore, we would have to have that discussion. So here's some new stuff. There's meant to be, again, and I went through this with Mr. Taflon and I don't know who else, but new board member orientation process. It's a one-pager. I can make sure that we have it. And when we bring Monica on, we can take Monica through it. Again, similar to the audit and finance committee, we have continuing education and training opportunities that we need to meet. Again, I will get that out to everyone so that you can take them. And then review, this is specifically the governance committee. You guys are supposed to review not only the committee's self-assessments, but also the board self-assessments. Again, we'll try to make this as painless as possible, but it's important. And again, it's not like you guys haven't been doing this. It's just hasn't been documented. So to discuss the session planning, we already talked about that. You just chip in if I forget anything. Here we have another, we're missing a couple of policies. So review key governance policies, roles and responsibilities. Oh, here's your new board member orientation. So I already have that for you guys. All right. In addition, I thought in this area, I would speak to the roles and responsibilities, but we had that from last year. And then the code of ethics and financial disclosure policy, we already talked about it. We have it for both of you. So you're good. And we had it for Rob and we have it for Monica. So we're all good there. So the new board member orientation, board member training, here's the actual self-assessment. So you will have this, I will send this out to you for finance, for governance. If they do it for the two committees, they're everybody on the board. We don't need to do another one for the board, do we?
Correct. I would just do one for the board,
Okay,
one for the full board. You don't need to do it for the committees.
thank you. That makes sense. Thanks. Oh, this is the roles and responsibilities. And then this is, code of ethics. Things were a little out of order, sorry. Board member training. We have this policy here, and these are where all of the links are. So again, I'll send this out. I'll highlight the link. And I will go through everything first, so I'll let you know how easy it is. And then compensation reimbursement time and attendance and the whistleblower. So these are things that are also both. Are we good with all of those policies, updating those and meeting these requirements? And again, I'll get them out. Thank you so much. And then finally, your governance committee charter, I looked at for best practice, and it's solid. I just would like everybody, to take a look at it, make sure you have no questions or comments on it, but it's it's right up there with best practice. Okay, are there any action items and follow-up? I think I'm the one with the action items and the follow-up, and that is just to get everybody what they need. And that's for both the finance committee and this meeting. From an old business standpoint, it's everything that we just talked about from the finance committee. Again, your responsibilities, budget office recommended guidance, mission statement, org statement, bylaws, certificate, et cetera. For both of these two committees, sorry, I missed this on the finance one. I would suggest, and think it'll go a little smoother. So we will be done with next year's audit by March 31st. I would like very much to have this meeting by the end of May, which I think is very doable. I just think this year was a little tough. Appreciate your understanding and patience and support. All right, so now with the annual board meeting. Call to order, approval of agenda.
Sure.
Thank you. We're all here, so the quorum is, actually, we're not all here. But this is different. Rob Lynch was an officer. He was not a board member. You four are the board members, so all board members are here. I am also not a board member, which I thought I was, but I'm not. Can we approve the meeting agenda, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Again, we're going to capture these minutes separately and not include the other committees' minutes. Approve the board minutes from last year.
Yes.
Thank you. Kevin, any opening remarks? I think we've covered everything in the two committee.
We're gonna get caught up.
We're gonna get caught up. Okay. Again, Mike, nothing for you, okay, thank
We're
you.
good.
So here, the chairs, Kevin Garrity, board members, James Brock, Frank Thomas, Mike Wild, officers, Kevin is the president, Christine's the vice president, treasurer and CFO was Rob Lynch, which we've discussed making Monica Stark. And then Frank Thomas is the secretary. And again, what we've already discussed is that will either be next year's finance chair. You can do the honors of telling who you want, the finance chair / budget officer. Okay. The audited financials, again, the finance and audit committee already approved them. So as a board, are you willing to accept their recommendation?
Yes.
Thank you. Also, the Paris reporting, they also approved those and all the gaps I am going to close. Are you guys comfortable with moving forward with that?
Yes. Very good.
Also, your finance and budget committee approved the $30,000 gift with actually accepting and expressing appreciation of the Warren Tobacco Asset Securities donation. It's a donation of $30,000. They've already done that, and they've already signed off on the $329,000 that is going to come into the corporation. Are you good with accepting that?
Where's the gift go?
That's a really good question. I believe it goes in our general fund.
Oh, doesn't, I thought that's not what they use Tire Wars to do all that stuff with the kids in school.
Ah,
I think you'd have to go back and check, but I think it does get earmarked for some.
For the public health,
Yeah. for
right?
the-
The kids, yeah, that's what I thought.
Tar Wars. Let me get back to you. Where does this go?
It's public health. Dan would know.
Yeah.
Dan Donahue.
Dan Durkee.
Dan Durkee.
He does that Tire Wars.
Yeah.
Don't we usually give the money out of this for the Tire Wars and all that? Yeah,
Think so, but
yeah, I think so, but.
one thing that I wanted to share with you. This, we used to get like $1 million a year. It's going down to 800. Now we're only getting 329. So it's down to like 700 or whatever. And, I think there are two things that are cannibalizing this. I think it's the vaping, which I hope people just don't do it anymore. But if there is another federal lawsuit, there's an opportunity for a revenue stream there. But then the other thing is your cannabis is also kind of cannibalizing smoking. So I remember Mike Swan telling me that he was really hoping that people were getting smarter, but it's not that they're getting smarter. They're just choosing different vices.
Well, I know that all those gas station drugs, it's coming to the forefront again. You know, they're really taking over a lot of. Not a good situation. I heard they were in Albany lobbying the legislature about them. They need to do something about some of this stuff.
That's a really, what is it called? Nitrous oxide?
It was not just that Creighton.
Yeah, there's several.
What do they have?
had a sign in the window of one of those smoke shops up in Warrenburg. Yeah.
Creighton?
Wow.
Yeah,
What is that?
that's another one of these, animal,
They
plant
passed it,
based.
both the Assembly and Senate, it was going to the governor to prohibit sales for people under 21, but it's still not really regulated. That's like part of the problem. So you can still sell it legally, but
What does it do for you? Just
it's
curious.
like one of those hallucinogenic type, I don't know all the
Oh, there's,
specifics, but
it's
you know,
crazy.
another type of.
They were here, I forget which organization, but I got the
Yeah.
whole list.
Yeah.
They caught a gas station.
Did you get the list yet?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Larry has it, yeah. And,
It's legislative and rules. We're working on that.
Yes, we are. Yep. Okay. So again, your audit and finance committee already, you guys, first, second motion, pass. Thank you. I'll call the question. And then again, the old business is everything we've already discussed. It's what we put on the board last year or put on the website last year, not into Paris. And then basically this is going to be a much longer list next year when we're going to be 90 to 100% compliance next year. So we're all good with that. Old business doesn't need a approval, right? It's just a discussion item. We're ready to adjourn the meeting.
that's good, you've done good.
Motion.
Yeah, we have a motion. Frankie?
Second.
Thank you. All right, so we started 12:30. One of these days, I think, I read Mike's last meeting, it was 3 minutes. So 1:30 to 1:10.
Sounds like that's.
Sorry, I'm taking a little bit more of your time.